Former UFC fighter Nate Marquardt appeared on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani on Tuesday afternoon to discuss his removal from the UFC on Versus 4 card this past Sunday and subsequent dismissal from the UFC organization. Marquardt confirmed that he had sought out testosterone replacement therapy last August after discovering low levels in his system.
One I took 3 days a week, the other one I took every other day. And like I said, it tells your body to produce more testosterone.
During this time frame, he fought 3 times in September, November, and this past March. Marquardt stated he received therapeutic use exemption from the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board for his fight with Dan Miller earlier this year. After stopping his testosterone injections during his training camp for Rick Story, his level fell very low, and he was told by his doctor to go back on 3 weeks out from the fight, and his levels became too high in the week leading into the fight.
I already had the letter that said, okay, you have to stop for 8 weeks, then you have to take 3 consecutive blood tests. So that took about a week and a half or something to take the blood test after that. So at that point I was off for like almost 10 weeks. And then the endocrinologist reviewed the blood test and said, yes, you need treatment. But it was 3 weeks until my fight that I was supposed to have Sunday.
With Rick Story?
Yes.
That's when you went back on?
That's when I went back on.
Marquardt stated by Sunday morning his testosterone levels were within an acceptable range to fight, but had already been suspended by the Pennsylvania Athletic Commission by that point. As a result, Charlie Brenneman was inserted into his spot to fight Ricky Story in the main event. Marquardt and his representative Lex McMahon stated that the Pennsylvania Commission will be ruling on his suspension later that week. Both were also adamant about their transparency with the UFC through the entire process.
Number one, I could have, after the first shot, said, give me a blood test. Write me a prescription so I can go get a blood test. As soon as this shot is gonna peak or kick in or whatever, I want to be tested to know that I'm not going over. You know, I wish I would have picked a different treatment or just something where it was easier to pinpoint what number I was gonna be at to make sure I'm safe. My doctor wasn't fighting, I'm the one fighting, and you know, I messed up. There's things I should have done that, you know, that I had oversight or for whatever reason. And I have to take responsibility for that.